I just filmed some of my favorite intoxicating fragrances video. I was gonna do all of them together, designer and niche, but it was running a little bit long, so I'm doing designer separately, and here you are for the designer list. I have some newer releases, I have some already very well-known popular fragrances. Nonetheless, these are guaranteed to get you noticed because they leave a beautiful intoxicating trail. They stick around, the sillage is magical, you will get noticed. I want to start with a brand new release from Lancôme called Belle Iris Absolu. This is a really nice packaging. I'm not a huge fan of Belle on its own, though I've been dabbling a little bit lately just to revisit and see how I feel. However, this flanker is really beautiful. In the opening, you get a lovely lipsticky iris. It does remind me a bit of Maison Margiela's Lipstick On, which is sadly discontinued. The dry down is very, very similar to the original La Vie est Belle. There is still a sprinkle of iris over top, like more iris than the original, because the original does have iris, and luckily on my skin, the iris comes out more. Truth be told, a lot of the time when I smell the original on other people, I don't like it. And then when I smell the original on myself, I don't mind it. But it's a compliment getter. It is so weird. This is undeniably, objectively speaking, one of those fragrances that do leave a huge trail, that will get you noticed, even though it is so popular and so simplistic, but I prefer some flankers. This iris one is less sweet than the original, so it makes it more tolerable for me. And I love that iris. I do wish there was more of it. So you do get it for about 20 minutes, and then it starts to just kind of dwindle into the known La Vie est Belle DNA. Nonetheless, a very noticeable scent with a beautiful scent trail. So if you like a sweet fragrance, I would recommend this particular flanker. Now, one of my personal all-time favorite designer fragrances, and this is Narciso Rodriguez Musc Noir Rose. This one and the original Musc Noir both leave a really beautiful trail, and luckily they stick around on my skin. And if you guys have performance problems with this fragrance, try spraying it on clothing and try layering it with an unscented moisturizer. I don't have any performance issues, so I'm so surprised to hear some people, like when I post about it on Instagram, some of you guys comment that it doesn't last on you, and it shocks me because for me, it lasts me all day, and I get so many compliments when I wear this scent, like truly so many compliments from anyone who smells it on me that day. It definitely leaves a beautiful trail. I spray at least 6 sprays. Sometimes I spray 10 sprays, so it could be in your sprayage and maybe it's a little bit limited. Just, be reasonable, up it a couple sprays. I'm not saying 30, 40 sprays, but try 6, try 10. I do get good performance with the scent. Next up, YSL Libre, a cult classic. I like the original Libre EDP. This is the Intense with amped up vanilla, and this seems to be everyone's favorite. So I'm sharing this one with you guys, and the performance on this one is very, very strong as well. I think this one may actually leave a bit more of a trail, though the original EDP does stick around on my skin for longer. So yeah, the Intense is really, really nice. I would have mentioned the Le Parfum. I love them all. I've reviewed them all. I will link my video up here as to a guide of all 4. The Le Parfum, the more I wore it, doesn't perform quite as strong as the Intense. The Intense is intense. Vanilla, lavender, orange blossom, beautiful, sweet. It has a very unusual, specific, intoxicating hook. So it is undeniably deserving of all of the hype, truly an intoxicating scent and a compliment getter. Next up is Prada Candy. This is a beautiful powdery caramel scent. This is a scent that I had slept on for so long because of the name Candy, but it is not very sweet. There are elements of sweetness, but it's more like icing sugar, and I almost get an almondy scent. It's beautiful. It's light, it's airy, mature, slightly sweet, and leaves such a gorgeous, intoxicating trail. This is a scent that I think is really poorly named, and I think a lot of people overlook the scent, like myself, because of the name, but I really encourage you guys to give this a try. If you enjoy Chanel fragrances like Chanel Chance, for example, I think you would like this. This is a little bit sweeter, but it has a similar effect. Not a similar scent, but a similar effect. Incredible value as well. Like you can get this fragrance between $60 and $70 on Fragrance Buy, for example. A lot of the times they will have this. If it's a tester, it'll be like $60. You get a full day of wear. Sometimes I'm already sick of it by the end of the day because it performs so well. Now let's talk about a little bit of a polarizing one. And no, it's not Alien. Gucci Rush in this atrocious bottle, but the scent is so beautiful and undeniably intoxicating if it works on your skin. Some people claim that this doesn't work on their skin, and that's understandable. Patchouli can be fickle sometimes. This is patchouli, coriander, peach. It has a very unusual kind of plasticky vibe. I'm thinking like peach gummies that are kind of like old and have sat like in your car for a long time and they're kind of stale, but in a good way. Like sometimes I like those stale like gummies. Thinking kind of like that, but think about it in a perfume. This is not a gourmand fragrance and it's not meant to smell like gummy peaches. I'm just trying to paint you a picture of plastic. Also, I compare it to new electronic smell. In any case, it gives you the same intoxication effect as sniffing markers. I know that sounds weird, but it's good. It's really good. It's a party fragrance. It's fun. For me, it's a sexy summer party scent. Cabana or pool bars, anything like that, I think suit the vibe perfectly. I know a lot of people used to wear this as their clubbing scent and it suits the scene. Another intoxicating party scent would be Olympea from Paco Rabanne. Yes, my bottle's almost over. No, I haven't worn all of it. You guys can sample any of these fragrances through thescented.ca. It's my decant shop for my viewers, and I need to restock because you guys wore me out. This is a really intoxicating vanilla scent with salty white florals, caramel-like. It is very salty and it smells like the seaside, like you're wearing a skimpy little bikini. You look amazing and sun-kissed and just turning everyone's head. This really is a super sexy fragrance. It's delicious. It can be a little bit heavy. I don't wear this on humid days. I actually wear this on cooler summer days. I like the Leger version, but I think that one's discontinued. That's just my personal taste, but undeniably, this one is intoxicating. Here's one for the powdery fragrance lovers. It is Narciso Poudree. This is the most beautiful, sweet powdery scent. It's pillowy, it's comforting, sweet, musky deliciousness. The first time that I smelled this fragrance, my eyes rolled to the back of my head and I couldn't believe that I hadn't purchased it. Like, how did I not know about this fragrance before? Embarrassingly, I only discovered this probably about 2 or 2.5 years ago. Wild. I can't believe it, but it happened, so I guess I have to. This one you have to be careful not to overspray. 4 sprays max for me, and that'll take me through the whole day. Any more and it'll give me a headache. Narciso cubes very much verge on that beautiful borderline headache territory, so you have to master the right amount of sprays for you, especially if you're somebody who is sensitive to heavier musky scents. This one, just careful with the spraying. Like I'm telling you guys, I made a mistake once and I had to put this one on hold for a little while because I oversprayed. I don't spray this one near or around my face. I won't spray it on my chest. I put this one in my elbows, on my wrists, or behind the knee. That's my formula for this scent or any scent that is super strong. I don't like it wafting near my face. So just a quick little sidebar tip for you guys. If there's a strong fragrance that you like, but you find it overbearing, just don't spray near or around your face. It seems like common sense, but I didn't figure it out until I made that mistake several times. Now this next one is for a very elegant, mature, captivating woman, and it is Dior Addict. I love this fragrance so much. Out of vanilla fragrances, one of my absolute favorites. Mostly vanilla and tonka that is not too sweet with a little bit of white florals, mostly jasmine. This is the older formulation. I believe this is 2009. So it's a little bit more complex in the notes and very, very long lasting. But the current day formulation smells almost as good and is equally long lasting. This is a 2 sprayer for me. I do not go over 2 sprays. It leaves a huge, huge cloud. I remember the first time that I bought this fragrance and wore it, and I had sprayed a couple sprays in my car, only 2 because I was testing it out. I came out of my car and from outside coming into the house, my man could smell it. And he said that that fragrance is very strong, but it's very good. And then when I went back into my car, I could still smell it. So this fragrance really, really sticks around. You will be memorable. And the other thing with this scent is that it's totally signature scent worthy. I know a lot of people really like Hypnotic Poison. I feel like Hypnotic Poison could be a little bit polarizing. This has kind of a similar effect, but it's a lot friendlier. It doesn't have this like Play-Doh-y vibe that Hypnotic Poison has. So although Hypnotic Poison is really nice and definitely works for some people, for me, this is a winner by far. And getting down to the end, these last two are like borderline honorable mentions. Of course, I have to mention Mon Guerlain. This is a really beautiful, long-lasting lavender and vanilla scent. It has a little tiny bit of rose as well, but mostly it is all about the lavender and vanilla. Very feminine, very comforting, very long-lasting, and not like a typical forgettable designer fragrance. Truly out of designer fragrances, this one is a classic and a cult favorite for a reason. It does have this very special, noticeable quality about it, as most of these fragrances do. They have a hook. That's what I like to call it. A lot of fragrances that come out these days, they miss the hook. And it could be you're smelling that fragrance, or you could be smelling 20 others you won't be able to identify. But this fragrance, you can identify basically anytime you smell it. It's really captivating and intoxicating and memorable, and very long lasting. If you like a little bit more vanilla, I would recommend the Intense. It is also incredibly long lasting, probably more long lasting than the original. For me, a little bit too much vanilla, but still a really beautiful scent. And the last one is basically an honorable mention because I'm pretty sure you guys have all heard of this fragrance, and this is Coco Mademoiselle. Very, very well known. Very popular, one of the best-selling fragrances worldwide. It's beautiful. It is a really beautiful, citrusy, light, rosy patchouli scent. Very youthful and elegant at the same time. Definitely super long-lasting, and basically guarantees you compliments. This is a fragrance that I would recommend for people that are just venturing into the fragrance world and want an elegant but youthful starting point, and something that will definitely get you complimented and noticed. It was one of the first fragrances that I fell in love with when I started my fragrance journey. There's something about it that is just super likable. And the scent, of course, is incredibly long lasting, especially on fabric. It sticks around on scarves. This is how I discovered the scent. I smelled somebody's scarf and I loved how it smelled on fabric as it dried down. So be sure to try the fragrance out on your skin as well as on fabric when you're testing it out to see, because a lot of the times I prefer the fragrance on fabric versus how it smells on my skin. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please leave me a comment with some of your favorite intoxicating fragrances, ones that really leave an impressive trail. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.